The segment of beyond the meta soul that you learned about earlier is also referred to as para Brahma. It means that it's beyond the stage of Brahma. That is an untested area for me, so I will not be able to teach you how to interact with that para Brahma or beyond the meta soul stage. However, I can teach you how to train yourself to react with the meta soul. Earlier, you learned what is the meta soul and where it is. You learned about its properties, its functions. You got a glimpse of what you can do when you are able to merge with the meta soul. But in this section, I want to give you the fuller and more complete picture of this reaction of the soul and the meta soul. When this reaction is complete, then it takes the form something similar to the diagram that you can see. As we discussed earlier, there are four individuals in this diagram, each represented by a meditation block. The first and third one are not able to connect with the meta soul. This is obvious because there is no red blotch that is extending from their soul into the meta soul. The second and third one are the example of two individuals who have been successful in connecting or reacting or merging with the meta soul. And it's just like I have shown in the diagram, it's a direct connection. The various qualities of the meta soul that we discussed earlier will be exhibited by the two individuals. They will not be full incarnations of Sat Chit Ananda, but they will have a lot of amount of Sat Chit Ananda. Again, you can see that there's a difference between the second and the fourth individual in terms of the size and extent of the red blotch. This is obvious. It means that the second individual has got a greater connection with the meta soul, while the fourth individual has got a lesser connection with the meta soul. I'm sure that by now I do not have to try to sell you on why you should try to reach the meta soul. When I had mentioned that unified meditation was to attain the state of godhood, technically, this is the diagram that I had in mind. In one way, you can see it as a network connection or a bandwidth connection. So the second individual has got a bigger bandwidth connection with the meta soul than the fourth individual. Now I want to teach you how to attain that connection. It's not going to happen overnight, and it will not happen just because you desire or you wish for it. Obviously, this is required at the level of the soul, but you will need to practice some important unified meditations techniques in order to reach that stage where there is this connection with the meta soul. In order to teach you, I will provide you with my own practice. In this way, you'll be able to relate even better. So I close my eyes and I imagine that I am an energy form that spreads around the world. Again, I want to remind you that in unified meditation, there is a very thin line between imagination and actual soul work. So at the beginning, you might just think it is an imagination, but you would be hard pressed to know when it is actually the soul doing what you have thought about. I have already described to you how you would know that the line was crossed and now it is pure soul work. Still, let me refresh you. In imagination, you will feel a bit heavy in the mind, but when it becomes soul work, you will feel light and it will feel real, and you will sense some kind of power in you. This means that it's no more imagination, and it is the soul actually doing the stuff. In this case, it is the soul now venturing into the space of the meta soul. So let us continue. Then you have to imagine that you have many hands, as many as you can count, or you can think. It could be 10, 1,000. Then just think that you are touching everything. Next, imagine that you have 1,000 eyes, and you are seeing 1,000 things. At the same time, do not feel overwhelmed by this large information that is supposed to come to you. Next, imagine that you are a tower that is able to catch the waves of knowledge from across the world, time. This is one of my best practices because I am an intellectual person. I just use the visualization of the radio, whereby we move the tuning button until we catch the frequency of our desired radio station. For the Generation Z, this might be a weird idea, but you can ask your parents. And then there is a resonance between what you are seeking and what you are able to catch from the universe. Imagine that now you are aware of something that you were not aware of before. Feel the feeling of elation. Visualize that you are applying that new found information that you got into your project, or the meditation of loving kindness and compassion are very useful when you practice connecting with the meta soul. Once you are convinced that you want to be compassionate, generous, and forgiving, then try to expand that quality that you have acquired through new sets of behaviors, thinking, and feeling processes. Expand your new quality into the meta soul level. Like the sun's ray, imagine that your loving kindness is spread across the world to thousands of people. I try to imagine that I am imbibing the suffering of all those people. I wouldn't know what is their suffering, but I can just imagine that they are suffering. Then at the soul level, you have to develop the desire to learn about their suffering. So in the unified meditation stage, all you can do is imagine that you are absorbing their suffering and healing them. This is very important. Such practice of visualizing the process whereby you absorb the suffering of people and process them so that you can provide them with healing enables you to achieve a connection like the one in the diagram of the second individual. Now, when this is occurring at the meta soul level, that is your connection with the universe, and at the soul level, that is your desire to learn about the suffering, then at the mental and the behavioral level, you need to do something in tandem with that new stage of loving kindness and compassion. For me, it has been my practice of counseling and consulting. This profession has enabled me to learn about the suffering of people and find solutions for them to overcome the pain and find happiness. As you already know, I was studying engineering, and if I had entered a profession of designing machines and maintaining them, then I wouldn't be able to progress in my reaction of the meta soul. It would have been a meditation practice, but the connection couldn't have been established. This connection with the meta soul and the spread of my quality of compassion and loving kindness is so wide that I find so many ways, be it through books, through talking to strangers, in order to listen to their suffering and help them. For me, it's not only a job, but it's who I am. I was lucky to be able to turn that passion of mine into a profession. But looking back, I realized that everything was tied to my unified meditation practice, because the more people I helped, the more connection I felt with the meta soul. So whereas I was feeling the pain of so many people, my level of Sat Chit Ananda was increasing. Besides that, I developed so many extra sensory perceptions. As you will learn later on, they are just hindrances in your progress and they have to be let go of. But with these ESPs, I was even more capable of feeling the suffering of people. I could feel what they felt. I visualize myself like the person who is in pain. And then through my meditation, I will myself to heal and to become happy. I do that by turning the blackness into the whiteness or goldness. In meditation, it's as simple as this. But then when you put this concept into practice, it's a lot of research and brain power. What I mean is that when somebody is sharing me his problem, then I just cannot visualize the black turning into white or gold. No, I would have to have ample knowledge about the situation that this person is in, and then I would have to know more about this person's life and surroundings. I would have to know also more about the person than he wants to share through questions. So combining all of these things, I come up with a solution to that person. And I'm just so happy that all of my counseling sessions and motivation sessions are able to help the people that come to me as I visualize them in my unified meditation session where I am one with the meta soul. In this way, I have described to you the physical and intellectual processes whereby we can practice the reaction of the meta soul. Then what happens is that like exercise, push-ups, running, stretching, yoga, etc. helps a sportsman like a basketball player score better. Similarly, all those exercises that I described to you, even though they are not directly the cause of the final connection, the performance or the goal is achieved. In the case of the basketball player, he scores the basket, and in the case of the yogi, he becomes one of the meta soul.